which they have done, and then you can be left out. And I think it shows that the manager is quite happy with what they're doing and the progress, and he wants them to be in and around the major group. So it's great for Scott McTominay and the like of those, and Marcus Rashford just showing off his skills there. But it's an experience that they've got to get used to as young players, going away and playing in Champions League, and an experience not only the playing side of it, but the build-up, the travelling, and then the crowds, the hostile crowds, because they're very, very partisan in Russia. We know about Turkish football and Cypriot football, that they just have got to get their heads round that. You know, it's different over in places like that. Yeah.
Which is great for our under-19s who are out in Moscow as well in the UEFA Youth League. I mean, they will get a great experience playing CSKA, highlights of which you can see on MUTV tomorrow evening. But again, it's such a different style of football when you play on the continent.
It is, and I think it's great for the under-19s to go and do that, to be in that competition.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Because obviously they come up against different types of systems and the way that they're going to play, different players. I mean, I'm sure, you know, that I know they beat CSKA, didn't they, at home here?
Yeah.
But it was a difficult game, and they will know that they've got a challenge on the hand. I've not seen this one yet, Mark, have you?
Well, it's either
this is a new one.
Is it an elaborate game of Ring of Roses?
Yeah,
or...
it could be.
No, I think what they do, I've seen them do it before, they just keep ups. If you mess up, you get eliminated from the circle.
And do you get an ear flick? Not hair flick, an ear flick.
Yeah. I think they've excused from that one this time, but obviously no one wants to be the one who messes up.
Well, we used to, you've got your circle. I used to do the circle where the players in the middle had to hold hands as well. So they had to move around in a pair so that they couldn't, if you got the ball through the middle of them, then they had to do another forfeit. There's loads of little games, that you can do.
Well, it's all about making it fun, isn't it? Because when you're training day in, day out, if you have the same routine, the same little games, then you could quickly get a bit bored of it, I guess. But mix it up, have a bit of fun with it, as the lads are obviously doing there. Who's your money on winning this, by the way, Stitch?
Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because there's some fantastic. You would put your money on maybe Matic or someone like that, wouldn't you? But I'm not sure whether he's been eliminated already.
He's eliminated. So yeah, don't be lucky. You're not a better man, isn't it, Stitch?
Exactly. Yeah. Look,
I would go for someone technical like.
I think they've targeted Nemanja there.
Wouldn't you say Mkhitaryan or maybe Jesse? Someone who's technically very, very solid.
Yeah. Let's just see. Well, they try and trap people, don't they?
Well,
anyway,
of course you have, yeah. It's like when you're on the training pitch and try and nutmeg each other.
Yeah.
You've got to try and catch people out. There's Bailly out. Bailly to Bailly. But yeah, I like it. If you can have a bit of fun, they're in. I mean, Lukaku.
That was a bit harsh.
He's better in front of goal, isn't he, than keeping ups holding hands in a circle. That is a definite stitch up there attempt.
Oh, I think Darmian might have gone. Oh no, he's trying to muscle in. No,
do you argue on the training pitch about little things? Do you argue on the training pitch?
Yeah, there was loads of little games that we used to play, and I've not seen it actually with the hands. Holding hands. They usually just play it away from each other and usually just smash the ball at each other and try and say that it was their fault.
Well, this is getting very difficult, isn't it, with just 4 players holding? You've not got much space there.
Well, I'm not sure if they go down to 2, are they going to hold hands, just the 2 of them? Or
That's a good shout. That's it.
Manager wants to get in. He's called a halt. The manager. He's seen enough.
That was a good game. I'm going to have to try that. I'll last like 2 seconds. I'll be first out. But yeah, that starts the session off nicely, doesn't it? Then you're into it. Bit of a warm-up. And again, like you said, nothing too rigorous at this stage. We were chatting, actually, weren't we, during the break about who might line up at centre-back for United. Will it be Lindelof and Smalling, who you can see leading that group there, as it was in the last Champions League game, or will Bailly and Jones continue their impressive Premier League form?
Yeah, well, from the bibs, the yellow bibs, I don't think you're getting any hints really, because obviously Lukaku's got a yellow bib on. If you're thinking that the yellow bibs are going to be defending against the team that's going to play tomorrow night, I'm not so sure, because obviously Herrera's a yellow bib, Daley Blind's got a yellow bib on. Obviously Axel and Mata and Scott McTominay. So he's not giving anything away there. I just think that might just be maybe an 8-a-side or something like that, a little game, just to keep everybody on the toes and just get a good little blowout, but nothing too strenuous.
Well, of course, they won't do any shape work, particularly in this first 15 minutes, which is the bit we're allowed to film. Obviously, UEFA rules say that's all you can film. Even though we're looking at the team sheets there and everything that came on. But no, they won't give anything away, especially like you say in this first 15 minutes, and then he'll go into whatever he wants when he knows the world's press and ourselves are not watching. Yeah, when the viewing eyes are definitely not focused on the last training session. Mata there at the front of the shot, he's had a really good start to the season as well, hasn't he? He's making that kind of right attacking midfield spot his own, cutting in on that left foot and being very creative, as I know he can be. Listen, he's one of our most creative players, along with Henrik and Paul Pogba, and we have a lot of creative players in the side now and in the squad. But again, he's another player that can score goals for you, Juan, can't he? Yeah. You know, he's a player that I think has got another great football brain, knows where to be. He times his runs fantastically well, because he isn't the flightest of foot, is he? And I'm not you know, dissing him there. If he had an extra yard or so of pace, he would be an absolutely outstanding player. I still think he is, but he would be world class. And you know, he's got that brain that sees things before people actually get into the positions, and he knows where to play the ball. Yeah, he's got a great picture of the game. And like I say, he's a really, really great player, and what a fantastic bloke as well. You know, we know about all his off the field antics and in his charity work, and the big one now is the one with the players' wages, which he's trying to get everybody to donate to. What a fantastic idea that is. Yeah, he really is top guy. Now, again, you said you can't read too much into who's got bibs on and who hasn't in terms of your starting selection, but Daley Blind, do you think he'll start left back, or will he keep with Ashley Young, who obviously set up the goal at the weekend, and since he's come back to fitness has done really well? I'm not certain, Sully, because I thought we looked a little bit jaded in that second half. I thought that Daley might have come on maybe a little bit earlier, so I think he might start the game. I'm not sure, but you know, Ashley's done brilliantly in those two games. He might want to keep that going. He might want to keep the same you know, team as much as possible, but he has to be careful, because obviously, you know, we're looking at the injury from, you know, Paul Pogba's. Was that an injury that was a little bit of fatigue because he'd been an ever-present in every team, in every game? That could have played a factor in that. Yeah. And he's already had one, you know, hamstring injury. So he's got to be in touch with all the medical staff as well. He's got to have a good handle on that, and I'm sure that that's what they do. You know, they'll meet every day over the injury situations and how they feel that players are in their you know, their makeup as well. Okay, while we watch the keepers go through their training session, let's hear again from Jose Mourinho, who was talking to Stuart.
Jose, I think it's a new stadium on all of us. You've had a look out there and had a look at the pitch. What do you make of it?
Good. Beautiful stadium, absolutely beautiful. And the pitch looks good, and probably the best I have ever had in Russia.
Different sort of preparations for this trip. I think we've come out a day earlier. Is that because of the distance involved?
Yeah. And we feel good together. So we prepared the game, we got together, and we focus on this last week before another international break.
How important is experience in a trip like this? Particularly, you've been in charge of so many difficult away Champions League games, difficult places, hostile places. How important is that in a situation like this?
No, know. I played against CSK, with Chelsea, with Inter, with Real Madrid, now with Manchester United, and it was never easy. I always got positive results, but was never easy. And it's important to be in control of the emotions. I think this is the best CSK I play against, analyzing the team and comparing with previous times. This is the best CSK that I'm going to play against. So it's important, yes, to have stability and to play well to get a result that we need.
I don't think many people thought CSK were going to win in Lisbon in match day 1. What did you make of that result?
You know, the result could be different. They won, but Benfica could perfectly win the game too. But they are a good team. They are a team that can create difficulties to anyone in the group, including us. I'm expecting a difficult match.
Yeah, so Jose speaking to Stuart there. He also mentioned actually that Phil Jones is out of the game tomorrow night, so a bit of news there, which means it will be Bailly with, or possibly Smalling or Lindelof, or the two of them together. So there will be at least one change in that back line. Yeah,
that's another blow, isn't it? A late one that we've got to know about. So it'll have to be, well, yeah, perm any of the two from that three. I think we were talking off air. I think you thought that he might go with Smalling and Lindelof.
I think he might give them both a game. Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see. But I wonder what the injury is to Jonah. That's come out of the blue.
Yeah, let's hope it isn't too serious. But we've just about run out of time here.